Let me go back here to Wafa and then Nancy.
The Israeli Defense Secretary said or predicted that the war in its current intensity may last for at least another 2 months. Does the Pentagon share this assessment? And will the United States be providing or continue to provide Israel with the security assistance as long as this war will take?
Yeah, so I can't put a timeline on an Israeli operation. That's really a question for the Israelis to address. I can tell you what we're focused on, and you've heard me talk about this before. Number one is protecting U.S. forces and citizens. Number two is ensuring that Israel has what it needs to defend itself from future terrorist attacks by Hamas. We're also continuing to work closely with Israel in terms of hostage recovery. And then also ensuring that this crisis does not escalate into a broader regional conflict. So that will continue to remain our focus.
So you continue to provide the military assistance as long as this war will take?
We will continue to consult closely with Israel to ensure that they have what they need to defend themselves to prevent a future terrorist attack.
One more thing. Can you confirm that the U.S. is flying ISR flights over Lebanon, and also if you can tell us if you resumed the ISR flights over Gaza?
I'll have to take that question. I don't have that. Nancy?
Thank you. I wanted to follow up on some of the comments that Secretary Austin made over the weekend in his speech. He warned that that there was the possibility that Israel could replace tactical victory with a strategic defeat. And so I'd like to understand if that worry is leading to any changes in terms of the types of weapons that the United States provides Israel, or how it advises Israel to prevent the strategic defeat that he warned of.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy. So I'm not going to get into the specifics other than to say, again, we consult closely with Israel. Secretary Austin speaks to his counterpart on a near daily basis. And part of those discussions includes the kind of security assistance Israel needs to prevent a future terrorist attack in the future. Those conversations also include a robust discussion, as he highlighted in his remarks, of ensuring that civilian safety is taken into account, as well as the importance of ensuring that humanitarian assistance is being provided to the people of Gaza. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much, ma'am.
So the Wall Street Journal, actually, they reported yesterday that the Israelis are weighing a plan to flood Gaza's tunnels used by Hamas with seawater. And I'm just wondering if that's something that U.S. defense officials have been told about by their Israeli counterparts, a plan that they've been consulting on, and or something they would support.
Yeah, I'd have to refer you to the IDF to talk about their operations. Thanks, Natasha. Let me go to the phone here before I get in trouble. Let's go to Laura Seligman, Politico.
Hi, yes, thanks, Pat. Sorry, I hope you can hear me. I'm in kind of a loud space, but I'm just wondering if the Secretary has had any discussions or presented any options about about striking back potentially on any of the Houthi targets in Yemen, or the Houthis that have been launching attacks at commercial shipping.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. So again, I'm not going to telegraph or speculate on potential strikes in the future. As you've heard us say, we're going to do what's necessary to protect our forces. Now let's take a step back here and talk about the situation in the Red Sea. As you've heard yesterday, most likely from the White House, in terms of the National Security Advisor talked about the fact that we are in discussions with our partners and our allies about a maritime task force. It's important to highlight that the Houthi strikes against commercial vessels in international waters underscore the fact that this is an international problem. All three of these ships were sailing in international waters, representing a variety of countries in terms of where they were flagged and who they were crewed by. So those talks are ongoing. I don't have any specifics to announce, but I would highlight we already have the framework in place to enable such a task force through the Combined Maritime Task Force. Now, the important thing to understand about that task force, it's an international task force made up of 38 nations. It is a coalition of the willing, and it does not prescribe a specific level of participation from any member nation. So those contributions are determined from each country, and so therefore can vary depending on its ability to contribute assets and its availability to provide those assets at any given time. So we are definitely looking to take action here as it relates to working with partners and allies throughout the region. Oh, by the way, something that we've been doing for years. Thank you.